Krishna to all devotees.
Auspiciousness. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Dandavad pranams to
Hare
all
Krishna.
devotees.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Vrinda
Krishna,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Okay. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Okay. Hare Krishna devotees. So we are in chapter 18 for the second time around, right? So congratulations to all of you. You are on the verge of completing reading the Bhagavad Gita every single day together for the second time. So we have seen so far how Lord Krishna has described to Arjuna about different things in the three modes. So he has just finished describing buddhi or understanding in the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Okay, and today we will see how Lord Krishna describes determination. Determination. You know, what is determination in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance? Okay, so sloka number 3 describes determination in the mode of goodness. So let us read this shloka. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. धृत्यायया धारयते धृत्यायया धारयते मनप्राणेन्द्रियक्रियाः मनप्राणेन्द्रियक्रियाः योगेनाव्यभिचारिण्या योगेनाव्यभिचारिण्या धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी. Translation. O son of Pritha, that determination which is unbreakable, which is sustained with steadfastness by yoga practice, and which thus controls the activities of the mind, life, and senses, is determination in the mode of goodness. So, Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, right? So, in the translation, Krishna says that which is sustained with steadfastness of yoga practice, that determination is in the mode of goodness. And Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, yoga is a means to understand the Supreme Lord. So what is yoga? So these days yoga has been redefined to mean a set of asanas. But in actual fact, yoga means connection. What connection? The connection of the soul with the super soul, the connection of the jivatma with the paramatma. That is the procedure of connecting that we are referring to here. That is what yoga means. Connect to revive the relationship between the soul and the super soul. So devotional service is best when it is uninterrupted, apratihata, okay, and avyabhicharena. So there is a word in this verse, right? If we see in the third line, yogena vyabhicharenya, It should be avyabhicharinya means unbreakable. So we learned a new word today. Avyabhicharena means unbreakable. Devotional service should be unbreakable. Okay, unbreakable in what sense? So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, one who is steadily fixed in the Supreme Soul with determination, concentrating one's mind, life, and sensory activities on the Supreme engages in Krishna consciousness. So if we want to practice devotional service, dear devotees, we have to have good determination. This is very important. Rupa Goswami also stresses this point, okay, in his Upadeshamrita. We should be determined. We should be determined to practice, because practicing devotional service is like swimming in a river against the flow. Because how is the world today? Most people are chasing sense gratification. So everyone's like, sense gratification, sense gratification. What can I do to improve my sense gratification, right? To get more money so that ultimately I can enjoy more and my family can enjoy more. Okay, but we are like bhakti, bhakti, bhakti. So when most people are going towards this side, we are swimming towards the other side. Everyone wants to gratify their own senses, but we want to gratify whose senses? Krishna's senses. So it's always like we have to swim against the flow. And to swim against the flow, you have to have very strong determination. It's easy to do what everyone else is doing, but to do something different, which is right, okay, that may not be as easy, and that requires great determination. Okay, so when practicing devotional service, one important point we have to note is to be consistent. If we are determined, we will be consistent. There is no question of taking a break anytime. Sometimes we may not feel good, okay, but it's important to keep doing it, to keep engaging in devotional service. And this is determination in the mode of goodness. Determination in the mode of goodness is very nice because it is consistent, it is unbreakable. The Sanskrit word for unbreakable is avyabhicharena. Okay. So the other thing is, when we want to connect with the Lord, we have to engage all our senses in the services of the Lord. Okay, remember, we have this precious jewel called bhakti. We have also had the chance to obtain this jewel many times in previous lifetimes, but somehow we have thrown it away. We have not taken it seriously. Yet again, by the mercy of the Lord, we have gotten it. Okay, if we had taken it seriously, we wouldn't be here now. So that's why I'm saying that. So, but somehow we have got this again. And now we have to be careful, and we have to keep in mind that no matter what happens, I am not going to throw away this precious jewel of bhakti. Okay, sometimes there will be health issues, there can be monetary issues. We lose certain things, we lose certain objects that we are very attached to, we lose people whom we are very attached to, right? But devotional service should go on under every circumstance. Okay. Another possible thing that could happen is, and it happens actually, is sometimes we have misunderstandings also with devotees. So the situation becomes a bit bitter, and somehow we feel disheartened to engage in devotional service. But that should not deter us. Devotional service should go on in the association of devotees. Remember, our goal is very high. We have to attain the Lord, but our lifespan is very short. So there is no time to take a break from devotional service. We have to continue with determined focus. Okay. Say sometimes we feel low in determination. What should we do? We should not allow it to go lower and lower and lower. We should immediately consult and speak to our superiors, okay, and consult them on how we can proceed. And a mature superior will be able to guide us nicely in this aspect. So determination in the mode of goodness is very nice. It enables us to go on and on advancing in devotional service. So that's what Shloka 33 was about. Now, having described determination in the mode of goodness, Lord Krishna is going to describe determination in the mode of passion in Shloka number 34. So let us take a look at Shloka number 34. Yayatu dharma kamartan, Yayatu dharma kamartan, Dhritya dharayaterjuna, Dhritya dharayaterjuna, Prasangena falakangshi, Prasangena falakangshi, Dhriti sa partha rajasi, Dhriti sa partha rajasi. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. But that determination which one holds fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, and sense gratification is the nature of passion, O Arjuna. So let us look at that again. That determination by which one holds fast to three things: fruitive results in religion, which is dharma, economic development, which is artha, and sense gratification, which is kama. Dharma, artha, kama. If we are determined for dharma, artha, and kama, then that is in the mode of passion, O Arjuna. That is what Lord Krishna is saying. So we also know from previous verses that a person in the mode of passion is always yearning for fruitive result. They always think, what's in it for me? If it's beneficial for me, then I will go ahead with this. All right. So a person in the mode of passion is always determined to get something, especially when it comes to dharma, artha, and kama. If we do any religious activity and expect result, dharma, if we do dharma and expect result, then that is in the mode of passion. It is rajasic, even though we may be performing a religious activity. If we're expecting results for our own self, if we are performing religion so that we can earn more, okay, or so that we can get something good, then that is rajasic, that is in the mode of passion. So a person's goal is kama, sense gratification. Generally, most people are after kama or sense gratification. And in order to get kama, they are very busy engaging in dharma and artha, religious activities with fruitive results, as well as some economic development. So these two things, dharma and artha, are done in order to get kama. In this way, a rajasic person is very determined to actually work hard, but to gratify his own senses. So that is the difference that we see here. In the previous verse, one is determined to establish connection with the Supreme Lord. That is determination in the mode of goodness. But in the mode of passion, we are determined to gratify our own senses. We are still determined, but for our own sense gratification, right? So we should hanker for pure devotional service, not to do dharma or to do business with the Lord and obtain things, right? See, ultimately, whatever we are due to receive, we will receive, correct? For all these karmic activities, whatever that's needed in our life will come to us based on karma. Okay, remember, we will not earn 1 paisa more than we are entitled to, more than we are destined to. We will not eat 1 grain of rice more than what we are destined to. Okay, so a devotee should think, if I'm anyway going to get these things as a result of my past karma, then why should I endeavor so much? Yes, we should endeavor. It's not that we should lazily slack off and sit around. We should endeavor. but not so seriously 24/7 a day, continuously working, so that I can enjoy more. No, we should not be fully absorbed in it like that. Okay, we should instead think how much are we endeavoring for Krishna consciousness, which is going to carry us lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Okay, so let us think and invest time. We always want to invest time in the best returns, right? So to establish our connection with Krishna, okay, who is going to take care of us lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, that is where we should invest our time. So let us reflect on this and be careful. Okay, so what is going to help us at the time of death is not dharma and artha and kama, but it is Krishna consciousness, our spiritual activities. So we have to turn our activities into Krishna consciousness. We still continue to work, we take care of our families, but we are doing it for Krishna, as an offering for Krishna. Okay, so we live a normal life just like everyone else, but the mood internally is different. We do the same activities, but for the pleasure of Krishna. We are always thinking of how we can ultimately dedicate what we are doing to Krishna, and we perform it with that consciousness. Okay, so there is no point in working for our own pleasure, because our senses can never be satisfied. Now imagine giving a few drops of blood to the tongue of a lion. So Kartikeya Prabhu quotes this when he explains this verse. If we give a few drops of blood in the tongue of a lion, will that lion be satisfied? Yes? No? No. Right? Will it stop him from attacking someone? No. He will only run towards us and try to get more blood and still yearn for it again and again every day. So, a person in the mode of passion, we will yearn for more and more, but we will never be satisfied. Okay? So, this is determination in the mode of passion. Something to think of. Is it worth it or not? All right. So now, having described determination in the mode of goodness and passion, Lord Krishna goes on to describe determination in the mode of goodness. So let's go to shloka number 35. Yaya swapnam bhayam shokam, yaya swapnam bhayam shokam, vishadam madamevacha, vishadam madamevacha, na vimunchati durmedha, na vimunchati durmedha, dhriti sa partha tamasi, dhriti sa partha tamasi. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. And that determination which cannot go beyond dreaming, fearfulness, lamentation, moroseness, and illusion. Such unintelligent determination, O son of Pritha, is in the mode of darkness. So if we look at the translation, okay, determination in the mode of ignorance, dear devotees, what does it symbolize? Dreaming, fearfulness, lamentation, moroseness, and illusion. Okay, so how does determination in the mode of ignorance signify all these things? Fearfulness, lamentation, moroseness, illusion. Let us take a look. Okay, so a person in the mode of ignorance also wants to gratify his own senses, just like how in the mode of passion we want to gratify our own senses. So in the mode of ignorance also we want to gratify our senses, but the difference is, in the mode of ignorance it does not go beyond dreaming. It does not go beyond the dreaming state. Okay, a person dreams that he should be gratifying his senses, but does not go much beyond that. And basically it is signified by oversleeping. We know, right, that the mode of ignorance is signified by sleeping and sleeping. All right, So those who cannot avoid oversleeping, those who cannot avoid the pride of enjoying material objects, will definitely become overly attached. So they will dream, and somehow they become overly attached. And when we become overly attached, that's when we develop fearfulness. Prabhupada says, right, in the purport, fearfulness. Okay, he says fearfulness, moroseness, lamentation. So we will have fearfulness because we become overly attached when we are in the mode of ignorance, and then we get the fear of losing something. Okay, so that's how we develop fearfulness. And when we lose something, it is bound to happen that we will lose. Material objects are temporary. When we lose something, then we get into lamentation, moroseness. Okay? So a person in the mode of ignorance will always try to lord it over material nature all the time. Okay? That's why he is in illusion. So we learned how he is in fearfulness, and then once he loses something, then he laments and becomes morose. And he also always thinks that everything around is for me to enjoy. So that is an illusion. Okay? To think that everything around me is made for my enjoyment is 100% illusion. All right. So that's why in the mode of ignorance, determination in the mode of ignorance will give rise to dreaming, fear, lamentation, moroseness, and illusion. So, as devotees, what should we learn from this? We should learn that we should never be fearful. Where is the question of anxiety? If we are completely dependent on the Lord, if we cultivate faith, then we can become fearless. Okay? A devotee will always understand that I am simply the caretaker and everything belongs to Krishna. So that way, when something is taken away, I should not lament or become morose. And I am not under the illusion that everything belongs to me. I understand that everything belongs to Krishna. If we can cultivate this faith, then we can become completely dependent on the Lord. We can be fearless, steady, and blissful. But this can only be achieved with that faith. How do we cultivate that faith? By chanting the holy names, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad-gītā. If we read Srimad Bhagavatam, we will understand how there are so many characters who have shown complete dependence on the Lord. Okay, when we read about them, when we understand their activities, then we will also develop that desire that we should associate with devotees, serve them nicely, so that we will also get that faith and dependence on the Lord. So in this way, a person in the mode of ignorance will always be in anxiety, but a devotee of the Lord is anxietyless, fearless. Okay, so we can see in these three verses today, verses 33, 34, and 35, how Krishna has described determination in the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. And next, he is going to speak on how happiness in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance is classified. So please stay tuned. Chapter 18 is very, very interesting, as we have seen before. Please stay tuned, and we will continue to take you through these wonderful verses, this wonderful conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. So thank you very much. We have very exciting festivals to look forward to. This Saturday is Bhaimi Ekadasi, and our Prabhus are arranging a special Ekadasi program on that day by a very special speaker. I'm sure most of you are familiar with His Grace Mahananda Prabhu. So Prabhu will be addressing us on the day of Bhaimi Ekadasi. So please attend and hear from Prabhu on the most auspicious day of Ekadasi. And Bhaini Ekadasi will be followed by Varaha Dwadasi and Nityananda Trayodasi. So 3 days of festivals. So Prabhu will be taking us through these wonderful festivals this Saturday in a special class, and we will be sharing the details of that with you in case it is not already shared. So please do join us. So thank you all very, very much. It is already 7:15. So thank you all very, very much, and we look forward to your continued association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.